Everybody, we're going live.
We're back!
We're back! Oh my gosh, do we know how to talk about Stargate? Do we?
What is this show?
What is Stargate? Who is Stargate?
Why is Stargate?
When is Stargate?
By the way, there's a wild bartender husband Nick in the background.
There is. And if we get distracted, it's because he is playing Jedi Fallen Order, which is, I am saving my commentary on that for the actual recording because I have words about it.
Interesting.
No, they're good words, but I have words.
Words are good.
Because I played video games over break.
Do we have so many things? Yeah. Well, how was your break?
My break was good. I had lipstick on my teeth.
It's okay. They can't see, but I can.
The video portion of this podcast can't see.
Yeah.
I'm ladylike.
Anyway, I read 2.5 books.
I started a series I read, 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Maybe more. Because I'm of the age where I can say I read a book 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about how old I am, and I was like, if you consider my health issues,
pretty good,
and all that other stuff, I may be at the halfway point.
Can I say that I legitimately forgot how old I was the other day?
I did that in the car today. I had to do math.
Yeah, I had to do math because I was like, am I 35?
Yeah.
I am.
I think I'm 37 is 35. What I decided.
Yeah, it was one of those moments.
Yeah, I think I'm 37.
As someone legitimately thought I was too young to know Land Before Time.
That's funny.
I was wearing my Land Before Time shirt I've worn on here.
Yeah.
That you got me.
I did. Don't climb.
We have a wild Kaylee also trying to climb
it's just
onto
a bunch
the
of
table.
wild creatures. I think she's inhabited the spirit of Drakey.
Yeah, she's legitimately trying to climb onto the desk.
Excuse me, madam.
Kaylee, down.
That's
Kaylee, down.
We're just gonna.
I gave you that.
I'm just gonna grab her.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just gonna grab her.
I mean, she lays on the back of the couch, but move backwards.
What are you doing, Bubby?
Okay, lay down. Kaylee.
Go.
Yeah, go over there. Okay. As I was saying, I was wearing my
Land Before
Time t-shirt, and we went to go pick up some food. And she was like, "Oh, you couldn't have been old enough to have seen that when it came out." And I'm like,
I guess that's when you go,
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm 30. And I couldn't remember then. I said I'm 34.
I'm 30 enough.
Yeah. And she was like, good for you. And I was like, yeah. But also don't come at me thinking that I'm not old enough to tell him before time.
I won't say the name as to not embarrass a friend. But we went to an event recently and they were like, the drinks are ready at the drink station. They're carting the kids. That's why it's taking longer. Anyone who looks younger. And all of us got up and didn't think twice. But one of our friends had to go back to the table to get her ID. But I'm like, I guess it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those moments, which always feels nice.
I'm trying to, I guess I can do the slight D&D update here instead of on the recording.
Minor? We do.
Well, just the fact that I'm continuing DMing Avernus, and we have Brother Matt who's going to be joining us.
Brother Matt is joining us.
Brother Matt.
By the time you guys hear this, he will have joined us.
And Grace,
and we either all died, or everything was fine.
He may be joining the campaign to kill you all.
Oh, that's good.
No one knows except for me and Brother Matt what his character is yet.
If that's his plan,
yeah.
We've seen Monopoly Grace at our
We have seen Monopoly Grace.
I will share more about that on the main pod. Because I think it's important.
There's going to be a lot of catching up on the main pod.
Yeah. So why don't we get to it? You ready?
Yes. I'm trying to. My phone's nowhere near, so it should be good.
Okay, good. Ready?
In terms of airplane mode.
Yes. Is this you?
Nope, that's Nick.
Actually, we should put this one somewhere too, so it doesn't give us feedback.
Yeah.
Mine's off.
Okay.
Mine won't do the thing.
Cool.
Ready, steady, go.
Welcome to episode 201 of There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I am Grace. Yo, we made it over the hump.
Yeah.
Over the hump.
All downhill from here. Wait a minute.
Yep. Thanks
all
for listening. It's all crap now.
Nope. All continuing. Nope.
It's
okay.
the Sisyphus podcast. It's only uphill forever. Today we are what?
It's been a while.
Today we're doing SG1, Season 9, Episode 5.
Yes.
The Powers That Be.
Yes.
AKA Daniel, the Paladin of Ioun.
He is the Paladin of Ioun. 100% the Paladin of Ioun. That is more succinct than mine.
Oh, I like
so I think that's the one that's easier for Twitter. Mine is AKA any sufficiently advanced technologies, indistinguishable magic, Arthur C. Clarke's third law.
I'm not even gonna try to write that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go with yours for the Twitter because it's more succinct.
I'm just gonna write AKA Arthur Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke.
I mean, come on.
Sorry.
He worked hard for that C.
He did. It's like when when you publish papers through school.
Yeah.
Or through scholarly papers.
Yes.
You use all of your names that have ever even dreamed of being names.
Also,
you would know because
friend of the podcast has written professional books and has more letters after her name than letters in her name, and that includes her full name.
There's a friend of the pod who's done that. Those are the things you do so that people know exactly which one of you it is.
I am legit and qualified.
Fun times. Which is why I've decided that when I marry fiance Jesse, in case anyone wasn't listening to the Tangent Cast, there is now a fiance Jesse in the mix. This is not a drill.
This is not a drill.
This is a real thing. Because I respect that some people don't care for the Tangent Cast.
Yeah, I get that.
I've decided to keep all of my names.
All of them.
I'm going to keep every names and then add his on top.
Well, it's one of those things that
I might even add his middle name to my name.
It's one of those where I don't really think about, but like you will soon be able to do this with slightly different letters, but I don't think about the fact that if I ever write something, I can put Nicole Houston BFA.
That's true.
You know.
Mine's going to be
that fine arts degree
BFA.
Goes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
I worked hard for that. I dropped my minor just for that F.
I'm getting the minor.
Yeah.
I'm doing the both because that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing the both, guys.
I started and then dropped. Anything? There's a lot. We haven't recorded in a while.
Yeah. So let's go in chronological order.
How was your Christmas? No chronological. Christmas was good.
What did you get for Christmas?
Beautifully low key.
Did you get any fun video games for Christmas?
I got two cool things.
Okay.
They both involve gaming in different ways.
Okay.
The first is that bartender husband Nick and I exchanged not ad, but can be if you want to give a shit. Wormwood Gaming because we've been drooling over it for years and years and years, and we finally bit the bullet. And bought each other Wormwood gaming supplies.
I like it.
Which will be introduced tonight.
When we play
Evanescence and I try to kill them all.
A good DM does not try to kill their players, but encourages them to challenge themselves.
When I try to threaten to kill them all.
When you try to push us to our limits to
go.
Show us what we're
there
made
you go. The other thing that I got, we got, technically both of us, I have finished it, so now Nick is playing through it, is Jedi Fallen Order. Guys, here's the thing. You know that I have a long history with video games, but I'm not like an active video game player.
Yeah.
I mostly like puzzle games. I'm not a big first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Portal's my favorite game. I finished Jedi Fallen Order in less than a week.
I'm impressed. That's pretty good times.
And you know what? No shame for people in story mode. 100%. No shame. The fighting killed me a couple times still.
I don't think there's anything wrong in playing games a specific way.
100%. I enjoyed it.
Plays to play the hard games.
No.
I respect the gamers who are like, I'm going to play this on brutal.
You know, I will admit, I may go back and try to play this on the next level up at some point.
Yeah.
Guys, I was a Jedi.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
I mean, I'm playing Uncharted on easy.
And like the new droid, BD1, fucking adorable.
Yeah.
He is so cute, and if someone hurts him,
I will
cut
attest to
you.
that. He is cute.
He's so cute.
I keep looking at myself in the video because my face looks weird to me. I haven't seen my face in a while.
A fun crossover for you Critical Role fans. You have Master Willingham.
Oh yeah.
Who teaches you about the Force,
the ways of the Jedi.
Yeah, it is so much fun.
Yeah,
I just get to swing a lightsaber around and solve puzzles and go to Kashyyyk and
man.
It's now I have to be a completionist now that I've finished the game and go and find every single
all the hidden treasures.
The hidden treasures.
Yeah, those are always fun. Yeah. Now, are you a person who's willing to cheat or call it cheat, call it no, but to like look through walkthroughs and be like, where is this thing I missed?
The only times I do that is if I have legitimately given it like I cannot find where this thing is, and it says that I have 98% of the map covered, and I know there's 2%, and I cannot figure out where this last thing is.
See, I think once you're done with story mode, everything's allowed.
I will go and I basically get like the smallest of hints.
Yeah.
At first, I need to know which direction it is.
Yeah.
The same thing in a puzzle. If I've sat there for like an hour and I'm about to throw the controller to the screen, I'll go and look up, hey, what's the order? What's the next thing to do here?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was our Christmas.
That was my love letter to Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order, guys. In case they're struggling.
Yeah.
What did I get for Christmas? I mean, technically, I didn't get a fiance for Christmas, but I did.
You did.
By Christmas, I had one. But then I got, again, proof that I'm gonna marry the best men in the world for me. I got a bunch of Ari Aster movies.
Yeah.
Hereditary and Midsummer. And then I was like, we're watching this on Christmas Day. And it's like, okay, if this is what you need in your life, that's what we'll do.
Exactly.
So I got that. I got a bunch of like really fun books, which I finished, which was nice to read for fun.
Yes.
And a backpack. The backpackiest of all backpacks and all of
it's really
massive.
But it's also very Grace.
It's massive and brightly so here's the thing.
You can cover it with patches.
I'm a student and a worker and a person who leaves the house.
And a businesswoman.
Well, it's like I leave the house and I'm like, bye, I'll see you in 14 hours.
Basically.
So my life is on my back and my backpacks have all died. None of them have made it.
Yeah.
And so fiance Jesse found the most massive backpack in the world and yet very lightweight.
And also don't fill it because that's going to be bad on your back.
No, yes, I'm aware. I'm only carrying what I need to, but sometimes it's a lot.
It is.
Yeah,
it
is. Especially when you decide to take on a minor last minute because you're like, why not?
So what is do you have one of those books that you can recommend for people?
Okay, so they're kind of chick lit, I guess. They are chick lit, and they're by this woman named.
There's nothing wrong with chick lit.
No, this is a woman named Adriana Vittadini. We're gonna like Kaylee. Kaylee does not like chick lit.
She does not like chick lit.
So it's all these like different Italian families in
Italy,
the early 19th century, sometimes in Italy, sometimes in the US.
Okay.
And so the one I finished was really cute, and it was called Kiss Carlo, and it's about a family in Philly.
Okay.
Just after the war.
Aww.
Just after World War II. And it's like I had to check in with you, I think, and then with Mr. Phil, and I'm like, are these things legit? Because it's like they're calling sauce gravy.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a thing.
That is
it's
a thing.
The gravy.
You put it on everything.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather would put it on his salad.
Well, and gravy means red sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just these fun, it's just fun, silly reads, and they're mostly just romances. But, when you're in school and reading a lot of heavy stuff, you just need to eat books is what I call it. I also finished, or not finished, but I got mostly through I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Oh, I did not make it through, but not because of lack of interest, but because my library rental of the audiobook ran out.
Dang it.
I'm seeing my version of chick lit, like that, the beach reads I call them. I am rereading the Thrawn trilogy.
Okay.
Star Wars, the Thrawn trilogy, which is like probably the best of the Legends canon out there. But my actual book recommendation is I'm in the middle of reading. You guys know I'm a fan of this guy named Carl Sagan, right?
Uh-huh.
Like a little bit of a fan.
Just a little bit.
Just
of this
a little
guy.
bit. He had kids because
that's what people can do.
Yeah. So his daughter actually
a superpower that we have as humans.
His daughter actually just published a book called For Small Creatures Such as We.
Okay.
And it is she very much follows in her father's tradition of being an amazing and mothers. Sorry, do not discount Anne Druin. Sorry. Both of her parents are amazing writers.
Yeah.
And it is a book about finding
she follows
rituals.
in her father's footsteps in the sense of, because I did a peek through it.
Yeah.
Clarity of mind.
Yes.
And their ability to put it on paper.
To get to concise to the point.
Yeah, and it's like not only is it like I have thoughts to share, it's like I'm really good at sharing my thoughts.
Yeah. And it's a book about finding ritual in daily life and in a yearly life when you are a non-theist.
Yeah.
When you are someone whose family is rooted in religion and in tradition and the rituals and the comfort that you find with those things.
Yeah.
And how to translate that if you are a non-theist and to find and to use those traditions and carry those on, but making them your own.
Right. How to integrate different sides of your life.
Yeah. And it's something that very, very much speaks to me. I'm reading through a couple of these and I'm like, I feel very seen right now.
Oh,
stop looking at me. Stop looking at me.
This is too much.
Exactly. So for Creatures Such as We by Sasha Sagan is my recommendation.
On the D&D tip. We're going back to Avernus.
Yeah, Avernus, Avernus, however you pronounce it.
Nixie is back to DMing today.
Yes.
Or actually 2 days ago.
2 days ago when you listened to this.
And also, old friends of ours are back.
Yes.
Jesse and Grace and friend Amanda and Mr. Phil are playing the Heroes of Barovia.
It's very exciting.
It is really fun. I forgot what it was like. So we've been playing other games since. It's been a year since we've even touched these players. And even before that, it had been like months since we touched them. So it's been almost 2 years since we regularly played these characters. Maybe longer.
He's kind of slid back into Ellie.
No, let me tell you. Before we started playing, both friend Amanda and Mr. Phil like, hey, we're going to need you to remember that Ellie is a cleric and not a fucking fighter. Just in case.
Just in case you had too much Rosie or Danae in your system.
Or Danae or any of the other people that are just like hit things. And I'm like, I know how to play my character, and got real huffy. And I was like, just for that, maybe I don't return your vitality after you've raged. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't give you that lesser restoration. Who knows? Anything is possible. But we did, and Ellie is back. And
but like
nice.
you clericked.
Yeah. Oh, I clericked hard, and I forgot how much I like feeling that utility player like that. I don't need to hit shit. They're gonna hit shit. I'm just gonna keep buffing you.
Yeah. There's times I super love my utility character.
There was one fun time where we not only ran into something that we knew was in the dungeon, but we also hit a random encounter at the same time.
Oh,
because fiance Jesse, I think the word fiance Jesse makes it work. Fiance Jesse.
Kaylee, seriously, you need to stop. Are you done?
I think we're good.
Okay, Kaylee, come here. Come on. Good girl.
Fiance Jesse likes to. He sets a timer, and we don't know how long this timer is. But every now and then he'll just roll a d12, and just roll a d12, and then roll a d12, and we don't know what what he's doing. But then things happen randomly. So at some point yesterday, we were fighting a basilisk and a stone golem.
Fun!
Which is super exciting.
I haven't gotten to the part where I've balanced enough to be able to have a tangent thing like that going on.
Well, you know why, though? It's because these players are 11th level now. Yes. So he's like, oh, no, assholes.
Well, no,
I'm strong enough to
I mean,
this.
As a DM, balancing the shit that I have.
When you get players to that level, you will be the DM who can do that.
That's what I mean. We're going to grow together as players and DM.
Anyway, that was fun. D&D's back in our lives, hardcore. For those of us that want hardcore, I'm really proud of us. We found like this great compromise for how those of us who wanted to play a lot of D&D could play a lot of D&D, and those of us who did not have to play a lot of D&D.
So basically, we play all the D&D.
So much D&D.
All the D&D.
Meg and Nixie and Jesse and Grace play all of the D&D.
I like how when we were making this new plan, it was all just not. It was all understood that it's like, oh no, we're the group that wants to play all.
But it's like, I guess what I'm getting at is, take time to consider your friends and what everybody wants, and talk to each other, and know that it's okay to not want to do all the same things at the same time. It felt really good to get through that moment, and so I just wanted to share that
now we're all end up being happier.
Yeah, because we're all doing the things we want to be doing.
Yes,
except for Kaylee.
Who
wants to just bark.
She does.
Anyway,
Kaylee, come on.
I'm off my soapbox.
Okay, Kaylee, come on. Kaylee, you're making this difficult. Come here. Or go on the couch. One of the two. Lay down. All the way. Lay down. Okay. So, should we maybe
talk about Stargate? Let's get into it.
Maybe. We're only a little bit into the podcast.
We've done worse.
We have done worse. This is very fair.
Yeah.
So, August 12th, 2005. This was written by Martin Guerra, directed by Will Waring. Fun guest role.
Will Waring, do I know that name yet?
I mean, he's directed the whole bunch.
Okay.
Yeah. One small fun guest role in this, and this is like a super deep cut.
Okay.
And that's okay. Nicola Correa Demuth.
Oh.
I think I at least less butchered that than half of the names.
What you mean to say is Darude Sandstorm?
Yeah, clearly. She is Vala in the little play they do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The little fake play.
If you've seen The Boys.
I have not.
The Amazon series.
I have not.
Okay, if you haven't seen it, guys, it's so
I think
good.
I've watched the first episode.
It's so fucking good.
Okay.
But if you haven't, or if you have, I mean, she is Queen Maeve's ex in a couple of the episodes. She looked it's sometimes things are she looks familiar in the weirdest ways. It's a really deep cut, but it's one that made me happy. Also, fun note, this episode has a whole bunch of different translations when it got sent into other countries.
Oh, those are fun. I like these.
This is probably the one that has the most. Every single country was a different one, okay?
Okay.
In French, it translates to proselytizing.
Oh.
Accurate.
Uh-huh.
In Italian, the Ori threat.
Oh.
In Spanish, the ones who have the power, which I feel like is the most direct translation, because the powers that be, I feel like, is a colloquialism at this point.
Yeah.
In Czech is glory to gods in the highest.
Oh.
And in German,
that's an actual phrase in the Catholic Church, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Without
the extra S.
Yeah.
In German, it was higher powers, and in Hungarian, it was great powers. There's a couple of them that had that powers trend. Yeah. I don't remember another episode in recent that had that many different translations.
Yeah. I like it. Those are always fun. I like the ones that are really strange.
Yeah.
This one was pretty good. That's pretty tame, but I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I'm a fan.
So we start the episode with Cam and Vala and Jello.
Called the police. He's eating red jello.
He is eating red jello.
I'm not okay with this.
In the commissary. Vala is bored of bothering Daniel, or Daniel is bored of Vala and kicked her out, both of which are fair odds. She wants to go off world. How can you just sit here, Cam, eating jello when the priors are out there taking advantage of the poor innocent people?
Bruh, it's red jello. Have you even red jelloed before?
Luring them into oppressive religion, or worse, killing them for rejecting it, which is a whole topic we will get to later.
Exciting times are about to happen.
She wants to go, and honestly, she can help. She has real galaxy knowledge. And
this is a great, a hustle on her part.
Man, respect the hustle.
She's like, look, I'm cute, I'm badass, I know things. What more do you want?
Exactly. Seductively attractive, she yells. People notice. I mean, who wouldn't notice when Vala walks in the room?
Really, yeah.
She actually wants to be on an SG team. And Cam also includes that she's selfish and untrustworthy and super not on my list of people to be on a team.
I mean, sure.
She's also resourceful, which is how she got a classified mission report that's in her hands.
Yeah.
And the Priors are on 43 different planets, and she happens to know the people on one of them. And they trust her. Cam takes the file and his jello and goes to talk to Landry because anyone who trusts Vala, clearly in great danger.
Yeah, he's not, things are bad. He's like, help me, somebody. This is his version of like, I need to go into rehab. I'm voluntarily submitting myself.
And before even the cold open is over, we are on said planet. Very Abydos-like.
Yeah, it was this fun wormhole transition that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, it was just a hard cut to
like
planet.
Well, it was like wormhole planet. And it was like, what? Huh? Yeah.
There's extra wormhole.
Yeah. Exciting.
Apparently no one noticed them come through the wormhole or arrive. So they head into the throne room unseen. Which is good because Vala has time to change because they're not going to recognize her dressed like this. Yeah,
she's like, I don't need them to see me like this. She's very good at code switching, clearly.
Yeah. And Daniel's about to like follow her into the side room. She's like, can't a girl have some privacy? There's no other way out of this. It's just a closet. It's just my wardrobe.
Is it though?
I'll be right back.
I mean, why would she expect us to trust anything that comes out of her face?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
like, why do you even try?
So the boys mill about, checking out the decor, and a guy walks in, sees them, goes running, comes back with 4 of his bros with staff weapons, demanding to know who they are. Cam and Daniel try to roll a diplomacy check and kind of fail.
Yeah.
But the guys see something behind them and drop to their knees and worship. And from behind the boys, we see Vala.
In all her glory.
In like the AMA's most amazing outfit.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a music awards outfit.
100%.
Right. Yeah, this is not Oscars.
No,
because the music awards are always ones with the crazier outfit.
Yeah, this is not like Hollywood eleganza.
Oh
you know
no,
what I mean?
This is like avant-garde.
Yeah.
The Met Ball.
Yes.
Something fun times.
And our girl also, Claudia. Showcasing her abs for days.
Can we talk about her discipline and whoever her trainer is? My goodness.
Yes.
Like, that's a lot of work. Whoever these people are put into what that body looks like.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Yeah. And her Gould voice changer. Telling the men, of course she'd return. She wouldn't abandon you. She is your god.
She went full disguise self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
And Cam,
I did my rewatch in my notes watching with I keep wanting to call him domestic partner boyfriend
fiance Jesse.
With fiance Jesse, and I'm like, what do you think? What do you think if I make a rogue like that? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, look how much fun she is. Look how much fun she is. Can I do it?
She'd be so much fun as a rogue.
She would be so much fun. She is absolutely a rogue. She is what a rogue is made from.
She is the rogue archetype.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she's arcane trickster too.
Oh, yeah, she could be. She could be a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, I'm only because I used to technology.
Sure. That's true.
It's my usual technology magic, which again, this episode touches on too. Yeah. Cam and Daniel just kind of jaw drop, and Teal'c is like, look anywhere else. Look at her.
Yeah.
What's over here?
This is, Yeah.
And credits.
He has like a random memory of Ishta for no reason at all. He's like, I wonder how Ishta's doing. What? Where am I?
What's going on? Cool. Huh? So when we come back, we have the classic, super low budget black box theater version.
So exciting! I'm waiting for Matt Damon to show up.
The random Matt Damon cameo in Asgard. Yeah. Our boys whispered to each other, wondering how these people don't know the Gould has fallen. And Daniel's like, seriously, these people don't even know how to use the gate.
Yeah,
they're not watching the gate. Like, I don't think they're not connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And Teal'c naturally is like, we need to tell them the truth now.
They're still on basic cable.
Yeah. They still only have an antenna.
Yeah.
Says the person who actually has an antenna. Daniel goes to Vala and is like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is this?
She's like, it's a play.
Yeah.
It'll be done soon.
Yeah, just watch the fake blood ribbons come out. By the way, blood ribbons.
It's the greatest.
Also, blood ribbons is the name of my new band.
It's a good band.
Blood ribbons. I'm writing it down.
And this is her plan. The start of her plan to keep these people from believing in the priors. Now get out of your God's face. And Daniel death glares at her.
Yeah, like, bitch, we're coming at you.
And the play ends after, again, some blood ribbons. I mean, even with a little rehearsal time, this does please Katesh.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm so sorry. Like, you were very low budget. You didn't really give us a lot to work with. I love it. It's like there might as well be like buskers on the street corner. Like, I'm digging it.
So good.
I'm all about it.
And Katesh, by the way, shouldn't be a shocker to anyone, was a Canaanite goddess adopted by the Egyptians who was a fertility goddess of sacred ecstasy and sexual pleasure.
Oh, that sounds about right.
I mean,
Vala.
who else would Vala?
Mm-hmm. She's like, this one looks like fun.
And needless to say, she was also a popular goddess.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I mean, come on.
I would be like, all up in that.
And she's frequently depicted fully nude, standing atop a lion.
Basically, she's the one that's having the most fun.
The most fun. Great play and all, but Vala wants to know about the visitor who came through the Chapa Eye. Crickets. She's like, don't lie to your God. I am both all-knowing.
She's very
and
good here.
Beautiful.
She's doing very well here.
Yes.
Her little farce is she's comfortable in this space.
100%. Yeah. So Azdak, who was the first one that we saw when they came in the throne room, he's sort of like the village voice. I said the voice of the village, but then I just flipped it. Admits that yes, there is a guy who came, and he said he was here to save us. But I mean, I never believed a word he said.
Sure. Yeah, I always believed in you.
Yes. Some in the town, though. I mean, you've been gone for a really long time.
He's like, I'm not going to say who, but he's like pointing while he's not saying who at exactly the right guys. I mean, I always believed in you forever.
The weak may have said that you abandoned us. I mean, not me.
I would never.
Never.
I would never.
So, Vala's like, everyone leave us. And she kind of puts on the air until the last person's out of the room. And then she gets up and she stretches. She's like, that was easy.
Yeah.
Job done. Daniel's like, turn the fucking voice box.
He's so mad at her.
He's
so mad at her.
The first half of this episode, he is restraining his rage.
I love that he knows Vala so well and yet still expects so much of her. Like, he just wants her to be a less smarmy person.
He's like, if I just try harder, you will change. Through the force of my will, you will change.
Which it's tough because that's not how people change.
That's not how people change.
But really, I think it's like, I know it's in there.
Yeah.
I know who you are in there.
What does that mean? By the force of his will, he will dig it out and like drag it out of her.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm pretty good how the way I am.
I'm comfortable in being a piece of shit. Thanks, bye.
And Teal'c's like, why do you lie to these people?
Because it's easy.
And she explains that this is one of the planets that Katesh used to rule over while Vala was, her host against her will.
Yeah.
And the Tok'ra eventually freed Vala, but not before Katesh's people rebelled and tortured Vala, thinking that they're one and the same.
Sure, yeah.
So once she was free, she had nothing.
She had to fake it.
She had to fake it till she made it.
Yeah.
So
we're finally getting a little more Vala backstory, basically.
And like accurate Vala backstory.
Yes. Yeah, not some made up bullshit that she's decided to tell us.
It's also the point of when she gave that, sob story to Daniel, it's not 100% untrue.
No, there's definitely truth based in everything she's ever said.
Yeah.
It's just in how she spins it to fit the needs of what Vala needs.
So this was a world that Katesh ruled over didn't know Katesh had been squashed.
Right.
This little mining town. So this was a safe haven for Vala until she got back on her feet.
She needed a place to be.
Yeah, the mine was almost dry. She just had the mine a little bit for herself.
Yeah. Well, a girl's got to find a way to keep going. If she's nothing if not resourceful.
She was a fantastic god. She never killed or tortured anyone. Just ask them. Daniel's like, I will.
Yeah. You think that's going to go unanswered?
Yeah. And he's like, they're not going to just listen to you.
Right.
Because some fake god told them to do something. It's to Daniel, that is not a good enough reason to not follow the priors.
Right.
Because some other fake god told me to not follow these fake gods. Like Daniel's like, no. I need actual reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
They can't be duped by being duped.
Yeah. Yes. Not okay.
Yeah.
Basically not okay. None of this fits my moral code of lawful.
Exactly. Of lawfulness.
Yeah. Which is all Daniel wants to do. Which is funny because that's not who Daniel usually is. But around Vala, it's like he digs further into that lawful side.
Because it's, I feel like
Sam's not here. One of us has to keep.
There's a lot of other people in SG1 or past SG1 that'd be like, well, I mean, as long as they're safe, isn't that the important part?
I wonder if this is always who Daniel was, but Jack and Sam are a little bit laissez-faire. Like, fuck it, we'll make this work somehow.
Exactly.
Which is funny because he's the one non-military member of the group.
Yeah.
Because even Teal technically is a military member.
Yeah, he's former.
That's what I mean. Like, he's the only one without military training.
Yes.
And so somehow everybody's gone, and now he's like, we're all gonna follow the rules. I am the man of rules. We all follow rules all the time. I'm sick of the non-rules. We don't sleep with random women on other planets that give us weird pizza.
I'm looking at you, Cam.
We don't eat the sex pizza. We don't blow up suns.
Looking at you.
Yeah.
Looking at you. So the boys go out and they're going to talk to the people and, not quite on board with Vala's plan. Vala's not quite on board with their plan.
Yeah.
Back at the SGC, Landry and Carolyn have a walk and talk.
So thank goodness for this episode because it's starting to get weird.
You were starting to get really annoyed.
Well, and it's like, what is the relationship? I'm a little creeped out. I don't understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that there was some validation into the creepy parts my brain went to when I was sitting there watching with fiance Jesse. He goes, "Oh, they fucked." And I laughed at him. I was like, ha 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 ha. You keep thinking that and then see what happens to your brain.
So staff evaluations are due tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you'll have them, Carolyn says.
Yeah.
Landry apparently has lunch with all his department heads once a month just to keep in touch. Housekeeping, good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. Helps Landry get to know them. But in this case, she's like, what?
Yeah.
In our case, what? The shade she has is so strong.
Yeah. This is clever writing because they do make it open-ended. You don't know what their relationship is yet.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I mean, we know each other a little better than I know Colonel Garrett, the munition supply officer. And she's like, yeah, I doubt it.
She's like, do we know?
Do we know?
Which is, again, my favorite asshole line to do right now.
Do we?
To anything in the world because it just works. All you do is, plant doubt. That's my favorite motive.
Landry's like looking at all these people in the hallway going, seriously, do we have to do this here? Okay. She's like, fine, you want lunch tomorrow? I'll be there as ordered. He's like, it's not an order.
But it is, though. But be there.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to be cool. And it's like, well, we're not cool.
No.
But also, fiance Jesse, they did not fuck.
No. So back in Kiteshville, for lack of a better name, Vashna, which looking at the written thing, I just want to call Vecna, even though that's not in any way what his name is. But if I call him Vecna,
that's why.
That's why. Vashna walks Daniel through the town. He was sick for years, and he was a burden on his family. He couldn't farm. At one point, at the end, he couldn't even stand, and the prior showed up and healed him.
Yay, I'm fixed now.
Aztec ran over, yelling that he's a blasphemer, and Cam and Teal have to hold him back. And he's like, no, we're here listening to people. It's fine. Yeah, everyone can talk. And Vashna is like, look, all the prior asked in return was to spread the word of the Ori, and for healing me. He returns tomorrow. He said that Kitesh is a fake god. If she returned, he was going to expose, her weaknesses.
Yeah. So I put myself in that situation, right? Like, okay. I wouldn't so easily believe that someone wants nothing from me.
Yes.
I'm far too skeptical in nature. I'd be like, why are you healing
Well,
me?
he did say he wanted something in return. I want you to help spread the word.
That's not true. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, to me, I'd be like, that's bullshit. What do you actually
want?
also,
he just
when does the other shoe drop?
He just had magic that cured him, where he's been sick for years.
I guess
and
I'm
his
just
god hadn't showed up.
to have existed in a time where I understand.
As
magic.
Daniel will get to later. Azdak is furious that he wants to strike Vashna in the name of the one true God. Cam holds his back continually. He continues along the same lines, blasphemer and blah, 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 trying to get the crowd on the side. Daniel's like, yeah, we should go talk to this one true God. This is
kind of fucked up right now, so we should probably get the fuck out of here.
And when they get back to one true God, she is inventorying her treasure.
Of course she is. I love that she's wearing this fancy ass dress with her
combat boots. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't go to prom, but I went to an anti-prom and I wore my combat boots with my prom dress. And Daniel's like, this better not be why we came to this planet.
Except exactly that
100%
which is why you're already mad.
She's like, I mean, this is mine. I earned it. They were keeping it safe for me. It's like a bank.
Yeah.
And since
I made a deposit,
be 100% sure they're going to listen to me, safety net.
She's always got herself covered. She's got to be able to jump to the next thing.
I'll even cut you a percentage if you need it.
I love that. Daniel's like, I'm mad. Tell me this is not the thing I'm mad about, but it is the thing because I'm already mad.
She's like, I mean,
there's no way to not
you know
be mad.
Perfectly well this is the thing.
Yeah.
Daniel's about to go into a rage. Teal'c points out that these people are starting to believe the priors.
Right.
And she's like, this is why we need to pick up this shit and go.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah. He's like, well, some out there are saying that you're going to come out and then slay the prior because you're their god and all. And she's like, yeah, did you say tomorrow? Yeah.
I got a thing.
Tomorrow's not good for me.
I got a thing that day.
Yeah. Gonna have to. And Daniel's like, you need to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
It's like,
stop making me morally accountable for my actions, Daniel.
And Teal'c's like, if you don't, we will.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I do love when Cam adds at some point that he doesn't want a god off.
Okay, in my head, the god off is a dance off.
Oh, see, I saw Mortal Kombat and fight,
yeah, or a rap battle.
Epic rap battles of history.
Yeah. The Ori versus Vala.
Go!
Yeah. Yay, good times.
And Daniel's moral high ground here is that you can't trade one life for another.
Daniel lives on the moral high ground. He eats and thrives off the moral high ground. Daniel is a little bit one note in this episode.
He's a little bit
Daniel,
one note.
Stop fucking the moral high ground. We get it. We love it.
His
favorite. Why don't you marry it?
He has a hut.
Uh-huh. on the moral high
ground.
Yeah. It's like when Anakin and Obi-Wan were like, I have the higher ground. He actually put it in and was like, actually, I have the highest ground.
Actually, my ground's higher.
I have the highest of all the grounds.
So they have a limited window of opportunity. Vala needs to come clean first that she is a false god. Tell the truth, and we can make them skeptical.
No, you did it. You did it.
Skeptical of the prior. So Vala's like, this is gonna backfire. It could also push them further into the path of the Ori. And Daniel's like, look, true enlightenment starts with the truth.
Okay.
And he takes her shoulders.
I love Daniel, but sometimes it's like, okay, you're laying it on so thick, Daniel.
He goes, just once do the right thing. You're going to feel so good afterwards.
Am I though?
Trust me.
You know what he is? He's that gym partner who's like on the right foods.
Yeah.
He's eating all the right things. He's like, just do the 5 miles.
Yeah.
It's going to feel great.
It's
like,
fine.
no, it's not. It's not.
Just
look, I know that you're right. I know that I need to. It's not going to feel good.
Like,
I'm going to be mad about it the whole time.
If you can't do 20 pull-ups, just do 1.
Yeah.
Just do the 1 pull-up. And you're like, fuck you and your pull-up.
And it's like, fine. I know that you're right. But you're not going to convince me that it's fun.
It's not fun.
And that's what Vala's at. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Vala's like, I hear you. I don't want to.
I'm physically capable of running 5 miles.
I don't want to.
I choose not to.
She's like, look at these abs, bitch.
I don't need to run.
Yeah.
I didn't get these by running.
I want to sit here with a bag of Doritos. Eat shit.
And as the jail door shuts on Vala, she is waiting for that warm, comforting feeling of doing the right thing to kick in. And Daniel,
thank goodness
you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Daniel and his unwavering need for right.
And Azdak, formerly her champion, tells her that she will be executed first light tomorrow. Daniel's like, this did not turn out the way that I planned.
No, it didn't, because you were so blindly led by your morals.
So
morals.
So at some point later, she is pacing like a caged animal. Yeah. She cannot believe they just stood there and didn't shoot anyone and just let them capture her.
She's mad. She's like, violence is my answer. Let's do it.
Daniel's like, look, we're gonna get you out. She goes, oh yeah, that feels great.
I super believe you.
There's an execution coming.
Are you going to do it before or after they execute me?
And don't worry, Cam and Teal'c are out there right now talking to them. Trust me, this time.
It's not your best diplomacy, guys.
No.
I mean, Cam's good, but he's green.
Yes.
And
Cam is a fighter pilot.
Yeah. Like, he's a decent talker.
Yeah.
Because, he grew up with that grandma of his.
Yes.
But this kid's never had to do the work.
No, not that work.
No.
That is not his strength.
Yeah.
Cam is skilled in many things. So meanwhile, Cam is just like, yeah, okay, so she made a giant, huge whopper of a mistake. That doesn't mean you can just kill her.
She did a boo-boo.
And Teal'c, with the most modicum of effort, is like, I mean, she should have a trial.
Yeah. He's like, fine, I'll hop in here. Fuck it, let me roll. I don't have any skills in this, but what is this? Intelligence, charisma? Fuck it.
Cool.
Oh, net 20.
Yeah, net 20.
Yeah.
So, Aztek sort of brushes the trial thing off, and Cam sort of grabs him by the collar as he's trying to leave, and is like, power move here. And go, look, your people are looking to you for leadership. So decide. Are you a society where people are executed without a chance to explain yourself? Aztek turns and like, fuck.
This is fun.
So do you want to hold a Maldoran? He's like, come again for a big fun.
It's a me.
It's a me, Maldoranio.
I love Vala so much.
She's so good.
She's gonna do all the things that I make up are about me. Because what does Vala believe in? Vala. Yeah.
Me. Me.
Unapologetically loves herself.
100%. We should all love ourselves as much, but in a slightly different way.
I mean, Lizzo looks at Vala and is like, she's got it figured out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lizzo just slightly like aims that self-love just at a like 5
Slightly
degrees.
less nefarious way.
Like 5 degrees off.
Like nefarious is over to the right a little.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna head a little
I'm
left.
just gonna have a little left instead.
Just barely.
Just remember, take all that self-love.
Uh-huh.
Just aim it a little bit to the left.
And don't fuck other people with it. Well, I mean, do fuck other people.
Fuck other people.
Don't fuck over. Other
Don't.
people.
Yes.
That's what we mean.
So Kitesh,
Guys, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
We haven't done this for a couple weeks
Yeah.
now. We've been banking everything.
It's let me tell you, I told this to Nixie. There was one weekend when we didn't record anything, and the things that just come out of my mouth, I was like, I can't stop it.
These are the things that happen on the podcast.
I have no outlet.
And now they're just spewing out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah, all the time, forever.
So Kitesh apparently several years ago established the Maldoran as a way to settle disputes between two parties, and Cam's like, yes, let's have
We're gonna Maldoran this.
a Maldoran. So we come back to Vala trying to squeeze her way through the bar.
She's full
And Daniel
contortionist.
just watching.
Yeah, he's like, how like he's like hoping she gets stuck.
I know, 100%.
He's like, you're gonna get stuck, and I'm gonna laugh. Oh, I really hope you get stuck like that. I'm not helping you.
No, I'm not helping you
did
at all.
this. You did this.
This is on you now.
I know this feeling because I've been here. Only I've been the one in the bars. And usually it's fiance Jesse, or sometimes you who are like, "Are you done?
Are you done?
What are you doing?
Okay, cool.
You just keep doing that."
That's fine.
Yep. And I'm like, "Don't look at me. Everything's fine."
It's just me drinking.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna do that?
Because
Okay.
both of you approach it in that same way. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna let you
Look,
figure out
you
where
need
you're at.
you need to fuck this up on your own.
Yeah.
When you need help, just let me know. Maybe I'll help.
Yeah. No. And that's the thing is those of us stubborn enough to are like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Don't help me.
I'm fine.
I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to get my head stuck like this for the rest of my life. The end.
This is a choice that I have made. So Cam and Teal'c return. Vala's like, so what's the plan? Blow up the door, cover fire, we escape through the secret passage that's actually in the back of that closet that I told you there was no other way out. Yeah, it's
she did.
back there.
Yeah.
She's going to go on trial, Cam explains. She goes, oh, a Maldoran!
She's so excited.
Do I get to be the judge
She's
too?
so proud of this civilization she's put together. This Vala-centric, we love Vala. Vala is the greatest. All the time.
Yeah.
Forever.
And if she doesn't get to be the judge, well, that's not really a real Maldoran, is it?
Yeah.
Daniel's like, perfect. We can kill 2 birds, 1 stone. We can free Vala and convince them about false gods in one swift move. Daniel gets to stay here with Vala overnight, and Cam and Tick will be back in the morning. And some more snark happens. It's
Daniel
adorable.
always looking for an opportunity to make all the lawfully lawful things happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the next morning, we have ourselves a beautiful outdoor trial.
Oh, yes.
Azdak calls everything to order and starts reading the charges. The
Sure.
first of 7 is mass murder. Vala's like, huh?
What?
Claim 2 is mass torture. Vala's like,
Oh,
no,
hey,
no, no, no,
wait a
no,
minute.
no, 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 no.
Yep.
I never killed and tortured.
Nope.
That was Kitesh.
Oh, sure. Sure, that's a conversation.
And before Azdak gets the third claim, Daniel stands up and he's like, to be clear, we discussed before she confessed, Gould and Host, separate things.
Not the same. Yeah.
And Vala can only be held responsible for the things that she did after Kitesh was like, banished from her body.
It's like, look, we're not saying that Vala is the best.
No.
But
We're just saying she's not
that bad. Yeah.
She's a bad guy, not a bad guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So she can only be charged with the stuff that happened in the past 4 years.
Uh-huh.
So Azdak goes and huddles, comes back. Okay, the first 3 are thrown out. The first of 4 claims is planet-wide forced labor, and Vala's like, yeah, I guess. Fair.
Is this the part? Did we miss the part where Teal'c did the saddest indeed? Or is that still coming?
No, that's literally right here where Cam's
Okay,
like,
okay.
this is going to be a long day, and Teal'c's like, yeah.
The saddest indeed that has ever indeeded.
This is torture to him.
It was like the
This
ballad
is his
of indeed.
worst nightmare.
It was that indeed was the most emo indeed. It was wearing black.
Because it's not just sitting through a trial. It's
No.
sitting through a trial for Vala.
Who he's like, I already don't care.
I barely care about
I
you.
have none cares here.
You see this little tiny bag? This is
Look
all
at
the
this
fucks I have
indeed.
for
Yeah,
you.
this indeed is the sadness for me that I'm stuck here.
So later that day, Aztec makes his final statement, and it is very impassioned.
It's pretty
very
convincing. The
statement
writing
from the
in
jury.
this episode, the fucking Ori are legit bad guys.
Yeah.
It is going to be real hard to pick apart their argument.
So after his statement, Vala's like, I'm dead. So now it's Daniel's turn, and she admits she stole. She betrayed.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important that we point out that Daniel pulls out his best Atticus Finch.
Yes, he does.
He probably watched a little bit of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Probably.
Or maybe he probably read it. It's Daniel.
Yeah, it is.
He just read it.
He read it.
But he's like, what would Gregory Peck do?
Yeah, this is not the opening statement Vala expected. And he goes, but she told you about it.
Yes.
It's the only way you know.
Yep.
She knew the consequences, and she still told you. You may have kicked her in the ass a few times to do it, but she did it.
She did.
And
eventually.
It's because there's a greater threat that she was trying to save you from.
Mm-hmm.
You need to open your eyes, and she showed you the dangers of giving up your freedom and your free will so that you don't make that mistake again.
Yep.
You know that prior guy? Bad news.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
But anyone who withholds information is probably not the best guy.
But that's the key that he poses. He doesn't withhold information. That's his whole argument that we get to later.
Sure.
Like Vala, they are not gods. And just then a prior shows up, calling Daniel by name, and everyone defenses up.
Yeah, a wild prior appears.
And it is also the administrator, the one who burned Vala.
It's store brand John Lithgow.
Yes. He continues, the prior continues that what is a god exactly? What power is great enough to make you bow in humble reverence?
Sure.
And it's very simple. You walk the path of origin and you can gain eternal salvation.
The end.
If you don't, you die as mortals. Done. And he stands off against Daniel, and Cam's like, that's a good speech. And Vala's like, we are so...
Cam's like, hey, this is the part where we're fucked, right?
Yeah, this is the part where we're fucked. Also, Cam's like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah. I've been here.
I've been here. So Vachna comes forward, telling him that, look, many of the villagers and me, we believe. And Daniel and the prior get on to a theology off.
What? I mean, if you want anybody there for a theology off, it is Daniel.
100%.
Yeah.
So the prior starts. I wish that this was the cabinet battles in Hamilton.
Yeah.
But just imagine that in your head.
Spoken word.
Yeah. So
dropping a good beat.
But the Ori's first argument is very simple. The Ori healed this guy. Mic drop.
Yeah. At the end.
Daniel's like, okay, well, he was healed with knowledge. We have medicine and technology that can do the same thing. Look at this gold healing device.
Look, I did it too. I made magic at the end.
Yeah,
my God.
It's not magic, technology and understanding of science and the universe.
Well, it's a similar thing that, when the Europeans came across the ocean and brought guns and things, wasn't that part of what they tried to sell to?
Yeah.
Didn't the Aztecs think that Cortez was a god?
Oh, 100%. I think. Yeah.
So it's you're not though. You're just look at this cool thing I can do. It's just a magic trick.
Side note, because I'm a visual person and I see words, and because they're not spelt the same way, it wasn't until this episode that I was like, oh, knowledge, technology.
You know what's funny?
It's technical knowledge.
So I went to a far more nefarious place with it, right?
Yeah.
What do we call technology? We call it tech.
Yeah.
So was that a marketing ploy to get us to stop considering how technology means knowledge and get us back to thinking that it was a magic?
Damn madmen.
Damn madmen. It's all Steve Jobs did it.
Steve Jobs.
Anyway, just it was my weird nefarious flow. It's of course they want us to forget that it's just about knowledge.
Of course.
It's just magic.
So the prior rebuttals, maybe, but if 2 men are starving,
I didn't realize I was a conspiracy theorist until this moment.
Tin hat. If there's 2 men and one is starving and one has an abundance of crops, is it wrong for the one to hoard his harvest? Like, shouldn't he share it? Isn't that his moral obligation? It's the same with knowledge. Like, the Ori have the knowledge and they want to share it. It is out of love.
Is it though?
For us, their creation.
Is it though?
And Daniel's like, just because the Ori know more than we do doesn't make them gods.
No.
Like, they were
You're
once
not better than me because you have more money, which is the equivalent of
exactly.
you have access to things that I don't have access to.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you cooler.
And he's like, they were once like us. They evolved. They used knowledge to evolve to a higher plane of existence. And the prior's like,
it's almost like the time when poor people weren't allowed to read.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm getting real weird now.
You're getting real tin hat. So Daniel is, oh no, we got that. So the prior's like, look, we're all children of the Ori. You were just raised by evil.
Yeah, the end.
And the knowledge of the universe has been kept from
you. Yeah.
It's time to open your eyes. Here's all the knowledge that they're trying to give you and just take it.
Yeah.
Daniel's like, yeah, here's the thing. Maybe hoarding knowledge is wrong, but maybe it's not. Maybe having to learn that on your own is part of the journey to enlightenment.
Right. You cannot force people to learn lessons. You cannot force people to. This is getting real weird. You cannot just info dump children and expect them to understand what it means to learn things.
Because that's not learning.
Exactly.
You can't just be given the information and you have it. You cannot download Kung Fu into your head from the Matrix.
No matter what Chuck tells you.
Exactly. You have to learn Kung Fu, the process of Kung Fu, the different forms and the steps.
Falls and your hits.
And fall a whole bunch and get bruised.
And then almost like Kung the Fu. School systems where they don't really teach anymore. They just feed information.
Maybe.
I'm going to stop talking now.
It's okay. And Dana goes, regardless of that whole argument, a side argument is that killing people for not worshiping you is wrong. Like, end of story.
Right.
Super wrong. Like the wrongest of wrongs. How wrong can you get that wrong? And knowledge is power, but how you use that power defines if you are good or evil.
Right.
Real deep. Like Dana goes real deep.
What the power is and how you use it.
Yeah.
It's what is that for? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Does it have to?
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe if we're good people, maybe if we're Daniel, we learn how to not let it
maybe if you have all the knowledge.
Maybe you have to be enlightened and ascended to not let it corrupt you. Absolutely.
So the prior just says, he's like, he doesn't even try to come back to that. He just goes, the power is yours.
Yeah.
Earth, fire, wind, water, hot. Power. So I'm hearing.
Vashna, as much as I am a feely person, heart is kind of the lamest power.
It is the lamest power, except
compared to these elements.
Does have a really cool familiar and the little monkey guy.
That's very cool. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, there's Wookiees on the TV and I got distracted.
So Vashna chooses the Ori for what it's worth. And the Ori, the prior is just like, look, you believe in the power of the Ori or you'll be laid down in dust. And the prior just walks away. Mic drops and leaves.
You know, he's good at making a strong exit.
Yeah.
Strong entrance, strong exit.
And Aztec is like, look, we have other shit to worry about now, so the trial's over. We're going to send you back to your cell. We're going to vote on your punishment. We have other shit to worry about at this moment that's beyond you. And Daniel tries to convince Aztec, but this is the part that I find very interesting. Aztec isn't wrong here. He goes, think of it from our perspective. We're poverty-stricken.
Yes.
We have nothing. We won't survive longer. Like, we thought Katesh was going to provide from us.
They don't have the luxury to think things through and focus on knowledge and not say yes to this Ori.
They don't have the luxury of being able to look at a long game.
That's what I'm saying.
They have no long game.
They've got to figure out how they're going to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, we can't give up this knowledge and education. And Daniel goes, you can have it without giving up your freedom. You know, it's wrong to enforce beliefs by intimidation. He's like, Yeah, no, I get that point.
Like, but we're still fucked right now.
We're still fucked right now.
So how do we get out of this fucked right now format?
And as he said, like, he goes, Prior said we would be ignorant for failing to see the truth in front of them. And he's like looking at Vala while he's saying this.
Yeah.
So back at the SGC, Landry and Carolyn have lunch. It's super friendly, non-tense lunch.
Everything is fine.
They small talk. She doesn't know if she's going to be here long enough to buy a place and not rent it. And Landry tries asking how Carolyn's mother is. And she's like, why don't you call her yourself?
Yeah. She's
like, look, I'm trying. I don't even know where to start. She goes, start what? The long road back to happily ever after? She's, and Landry goes, look, I had a job to do. And Carolyn's like, yeah, I have a job to do too. This is supposed to be a work meeting, right?
It's interesting because there's a lot of anger in her.
Yeah.
But she still took this job.
She did. Well, she didn't know Landry was... She did not know Landry was the general when she took this job.
That's true.
Because Jack didn't tell her.
However...
Which makes me think...
Jack and Landry are friends.
Which is why I think Jack knew the problem Carolyn would have.
I want to say that Carolyn's smart. There's no way she couldn't suspect that her dad had some sort of dealings with this.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just because we know that Jack and Landry are friends.
But the thing is that I get the feeling that Carolyn and Landry have not talked for many years.
No.
She may have... Like, she didn't know. She probably didn't know Jack and Landry were friends.
Oh, no. That friendship goes back to when she was a kid.
I don't know.
That's I'm convinced.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot. I almost think she wants to deal with it. But she's just so mad.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
And Landry he excuses himself so he doesn't say something he regrets. I'm not saying
she wants to forgive him, but she wants to finally not have to worry about this problem in her life anymore.
Yeah. Landry excuses himself so he doesn't say something he's going to regret. And after he leaves, Carolyn drops his fuck. That wasn't what I had rehearsed in my head. That's just what came out.
Yeah.
So back in the jail cell.
Yay.
Cam and Teal'c play War. I think.
I don't know.
With cards. We pass over them, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Daniel and Vala have a heart-to-heart. And he needs to work on his anti-Ori speech, clearly.
Yeah.
And her idea is to just shoot the Priors.
Yeah,
they're human.
Violence is the answer.
But Daniel has research on his side, and he's like, yeah, historically, killing the missionaries does not do a lot to dilute.
Again, the long game. The long game.
The issue is the Priors leave out all of the prostration and burning people alive when they make their speech, so it sounds really good.
Yeah, you just kind of only show the good things. You don't look at the fine print.
And Daniel knows all the Priors are bad guys. And believe or die is dumb. Let's face it.
At the end of the day, yeah.
Believe or die is dumb.
But maybe the fact that the only other option is death.
Yeah, cake or death.
Yeah, is probably a sign that this isn't the best choice.
Well, we're all out of cake.
So
we only had 3 bits and we didn't expect such a rush. So my choice is all death.
Exactly.
And what's bothering him is he can't figure out why the Ori doing this. Why do they give a flying fuck if people believe or worship them or not?
Reasons.
Power. So Aztec comes in and tells them that good news,
money.
Vala's not going to die.
Ponies.
Bad news, you get life in prison instead.
I'm just saying words that,
Yeah. And she's like, listen, a random foot massage here or there does not warrant life in prison.
No, it really doesn't.
So the town has moved on from Vala. She is yesterday's news.
Yeah.
And they need to decide now on the Ori. And the town's kind of split on it.
Hey, look, we're far too busy. You're not important anymore. Fuck this.
And Daniel asks where Aztec stands in the issue. And before he can answer, someone runs in and tells him that Vashna has fallen ill and is close to death. And Daniel's like, we can help.
Yay! And this is where Vala gets to learn fun lessons about how doing the right thing It's not always the easy thing.
No.
Remember, Dumbledore told us this.
Dumbledore did tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
So out in the tent, Vashna is lying in a cot, and Vala is there with a healing device. Vashna wants nothing to do with Vala.
Mm-hmm.
She proceeds to heal him anyway.
Yep.
Vashna is like, what did
I do love her approach where she's like, whoa, relax, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to heal you.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
And she's like, making people feel good is a talent of mine, which she's not wrong.
Just usually not like this.
Not like that. And also
sometimes with my vagina.
Also, usually she's getting something out of it too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
also
in a world of givers and takers and matchers.
Yeah.
Vala is a taker, maybe a matcher.
Yeah.
She's not a natural giver.
No. So Daniel explains to them that the healing device is a tool. It's like a hammer. It's like a shovel. Just because you don't understand something at first doesn't mean it's the magic of the gods.
I mean, he's not wrong, and I love a good analogy.
Yeah. This is Arthur C. Clarke's third law.
Yay.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Truth.
And you can see both Azdak and Vashna like pondering this situation, I think, more seriously than they ever have before.
Sure.
Later, Azdak is like, we can we just come together and tell the prior to fuck off? Like, is that a thing we can do?
Yeah.
Daniel's like, well, it's not going to be quite that easy, I can imagine, but you have to make a stand, and if you make a stand, we'll back you up.
Damn it.
And to Vala, in exchange for saving Vashna's life, he's willing to reopen the issue of life in prison.
Okay, great.
And Vala's like, it did feel really good to like help, and I didn't even do it for a reward.
What is this strange feeling inside of me?
And
I don't like it.
And Aztek's, yeah, your treasure is now ours. And she's like, fuck. Before they can argue on that point, Aztek falls and they catch him. Aztek tries to like pass it off, and quickly it's revealed that even more people are falling ill, and then he just falls unconscious.
Yay, people are dying of shitty things.
So in return, we see the sicker all around, literally collapsing in frame. And Vala heals Azdak with the healing device, and he claims that she's truly blessed, and she's like I'm just doing what I can.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a magic skill.
Literally, we just talked about this.
Yeah.
It's not magic.
This is literally the least I can do.
Yeah.
Vala's lost count of how many are falling ill. It's a lot. Daniel has been giving people, water, but it's spreading like wildfire, and Vala goes to help someone out. And at the SGC control room on FaceTime, Cam and Teal'c are reporting to Landry and Carolyn that Vala's doing what she can. Their people are piling up. They're trying to quarantine the sick. It's weakness, high fever, chest and stomach pain, trouble breathing, going into shock, like bad news.
It's just generalized bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carolyn's like...
It's like a bad flu. I don't know what's happening.
But she goes, it's spreading so fast, it can't be like a contagion. It needs to be something in the water or in the food. And they're like, yeah, we know the source.
What is this called? Biological warfare?
Yeah.
This biological warfare.
Biological warfare.
Yeah. Good times.
SG1 currently is fine, but they could use some backup. In the throne room, Vala's just sitting on the steps, not looking her usual chipper self.
No, she's like, feelings are feely and they hurt.
Yeah. Why does my insides hurt?
Yeah.
And Daniel sits with her, and he's like, you okay? She's like, fuck no.
No, yeah.
She's not sure she can do this. And she admits that each time she uses the device, it gets harder and takes longer, and people keep coming. And she doesn't think she can save the whole city. And Daniel's like, well, you just have to try.
Yeah. You don't always get to win when you do the right thing.
Yeah. And as this episode teaches us, and Cam radios in that they have a problem, one that can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
It is Azdak, curled up in pain again.
Yay.
Who's already been healed. And she's like, if we can fall again, this is not going to go anywhere.
No, we're just doing this in circles.
So Azdak cries out that they have to give in, that the Ori are too powerful, but Vala refuses to give in and goes to heal him again.
Mm-hmm.
At the SGC, Carolyn is in hazmat gear. Everyone is running to the gate, and she assumes Landry is showing up to come and stop her from going, but she argues that she's the CMO and worked at the CDC, has a specialty in infectious diseases, and the most qualified person. And he's like, I know. I'm your dad. I came to tell you to be lucky.
In case it wasn't clear before.
Yeah.
Let's make it real clear.
Yeah, it's the whole thing of like when you hint at something, and then for the people who are very perceptive, and then you like hint at something for like the other 75% of the people, and then you just smack it over the head.
You're
for
like,
the
hey,
5
by the
people who
way,
didn't
this
pick
is
up.
her dad.
Yeah.
Everybody, look at me.
Look at me. I am the dad now.
Basically.
But that admission sort of suns her into silence. She's like, oh, thank you.
Oh, okay, bye. This is
Father.
uncomfortable and weird. Bye.
I'm more comfortable fighting disease.
Mm-hmm. And being angry at you. Anger is a feeling I feel comfortable in.
So back on the planet, Azdak is still ill. Daniel tells him not give up, and he looks over and Vala's healing someone else and is like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
So Carolyn shows up. It's worse than she thought, and Cam leads her to a place to work. We'll get to Cam and Carolyn later. Later, as some SGC people are helping, triage.
Sure.
Vala quickly tells Daniel that the device isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
And Daniel, who this entire episode has been very like, do not lie to anyone, moral high ground, is like, just fake it till you make it to keep people's hopes up.
You want me to lie? This is where I would have been up his ass.
Up his ass so hard.
This is how we know Vala is so shaken by all this.
Yeah.
Because for her to waste an opportunity to just ride Daniel about something is very unlike her. She's like, oh, you want me to lie? To just be a liar? What about your moral high ground?
And then she does say, this is why I don't help people. I'm terrible at it. These people are going to die horribly because of her, and they're going to give in to the priors just to get well.
Yeah.
And if she hadn't have wanted that treasure, she would have never come here. Nothing would have been said.
And now she's sad, and it's Daniel's fault.
And Daniel's like, look, this would have happened either way. This is happening across the galaxy. This exact same thing. Like, this is not your fault.
Yeah.
And Carolyn needs to speak with people over in the throne room.
Because things are not good times.
And she's trying an antiviral cocktail. They're going to have to wait to see if it works. But this is not a garden variety superbug, which aren't superbugs by definition not garden variety.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if she worked in the CDC, to her, they're all garden variety.
True.
Yeah.
And there's a connection made here between this plague and the plague that wiped the ancients out, which, if you connect some dots, means that possibly the plague that wiped the ancients out may have been of Ori.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you remember that whole episode where like people were sick and then they found the ancient in Antarctica who then cured people? They referenced that whole part too.
Yeah.
And Vala's like, do I feel hotter than, you know what I mean? Like warmer than usual, like my forehead.
I mean, we know I'm hot.
Am I hot?
Let's just dismiss that.
So Carolyn contacts the SGC, and she just wanted to, in her head, thought that she just might walk in here and solve this puzzle. She goes, this is the worst situation I've ever seen.
She's having a very similar moment to Vala.
Yeah.
Where she's like, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I don't like that it doesn't feel good.
I'm an A student, and I'm having to work to get a C. I'm like
angry.
This.
Yeah.
And she goes, these people need a miracle if I don't find something soon.
Yeah.
She's called away for a bad thing.
Yeah.
The virus is now shutting down internal organs. Basically, these people are now being poisoned to death by their own bodies.
That's super great.
She's worried that the virus is pushing back against the treatment. It's that smart. And there's nothing Carolyn can do.
The treatment is actually making things worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's super not good because the person they're talking about right now is not a villager. It is Cam.
Yay, everything's fine.
So the next morning, we see that Azdak has died 14 hours after his first symptoms.
Oh, good.
And Vala has a moment with him before the autopsy. And Carolyn's like, this is the start of a lot.
Yeah, this is where you start to see Vala really fall apart.
Yes.
She's just like, fuck.
And and just as the prior returns, Vala tells Daniel to go without her. And she is so raw and grief-stricken at this point. Like, she's not even wanting Daniel to see that there are tears running down her cheeks.
She doesn't like to feel feels because once they're active, they're all out there.
And it's not the step further than that, she doesn't want to feel feels. And beyond that, even when she does feel them, she certainly doesn't want other people to see that she's feeling them.
Yes.
I know that feel.
Whereas I'm like, look at all the feels.
Stop looking at me, Vala.
I'm like,
I feel seen right now.
Everybody look at these feels. Does everybody see the feels I'm having? They're happening.
So Vashna begs the prior to save them, to save us, to save our children, that we believe in the Ori.
Yeah.
And the prior nods to Daniel and Teal'c walking up going, not all of you believe. He's like, well, they're not part of us.
Yeah, which is not wrong.
Not wrong.
Yeah, they really...
And the prior knows
Daniel
that.
Gets to this, yeah.
Yeah, the prior knows that. But Daniel goes, cut the crap. Like, this is my fault.
Yeah.
This isn't their fault.
Stop using these innocent people as your fucking point of order.
Yeah, he goes, I told them that you might give up and go away, and I was wrong.
Uh-huh.
Like, you don't have to prove your point with them. And he understands that this is not about, like, this is not about them, and this is not about even Daniel and the Ori. And Vala then comes out, standing like they're the avenging matriarch with a P90.
She mad.
Like Ripley at the end of Alien.
She's like, don't touch my daughter, bitch.
Yeah, and she goes, you heal everyone now. She goes, I've had it with the Ori, heal them.
Mm-hmm.
And the prior's like, only their faith can heal them. And she goes, then you're useless. And she opens fire.
Yeah.
Everyone sort of like tries to die from the bullets, and the bullets all stop inches from the prior.
Just kidding. You only made it worse, Vala. Now they think he's unstoppable.
Before dropping to the ground. And Vashna comes forward and begs to be separated from the SG1. Like, they are outsiders. They're not us. And the village itself bows to the Ori.
Fuck.
And soon SG1 is the only people standing.
Damn it.
As everyone starts reciting Holiday the Ori.
So this guy's just coming in here swinging his dick around.
100%.
That's all this was about.
100%.
At the risk of killing an entire, whatever, planet, village.
And the prior stabs his staff into the ground, and light shines across the village, blinding to look at. And Carolyn is by Cam's bedside, the light shining in through the windows, and he wakes up, asking for some aspirin.
Oh, yeah.
And Carolyn starts checking him over, and he admits that he feels tingly, but asks to pretend he didn't say that. And I mean, these are pretty solid shipping grounds at this point, right?
This is where it starts. This has to be where it starts.
Like, you combine that with the thing earlier where he's trying to do up a button after the elevator. I mean,
this is time. This is what this means now.
Pretty.
She's seen the goods.
I mean,
or she's about to see the goods.
Something.
Like, the goods are going to be exchanged. We're exchanging goods.
So Carolyn heads outside as everyone is getting up, including Aztec, who was dead.
Yeah, straight up.
Lazarus.
Yeah. Good times.
Utter shock and disbelief from Carolyn. This woman of science.
Yeah.
Woman of science, seeing people rise up from the dead.
This is a shitty way to end this.
Yeah. And the prior comes closer to Daniel, right up in his personal space. And Teal'c and Vala raise their weapons. And he tells Daniel to tell others what he has seen today. And just walks away.
Good
as the villagers part. And yeah, fuck. Bad fucking news.
This just means that Daniel needs to step up his game.
Yeah.
That's what, if nothing else, the good thing is we know that Daniel is not going to be one to give up here.
Well, and it's not just stepping up its game, but it's also realizing that this method, this branch of the method tree didn't work. Maybe you have to try a new approach to your argument.
That's what I mean. He's got to step it up. He's got to reevaluate. These assholes are not the gold.
No.
They're not the gold. They're not fucking around. And I may hate them that much more.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those moral quandary episodes.
Fucking Aura. It's so well written. It's so well written. When you're sitting there listening to the Aura, it's like, well, you can almost see where it's like tempting.
And again, especially when you are, these people who, again, have nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go for it?
It's like they look at what they have and like, we don't have the luxury of standing on moral principle. We need to feed our children.
I hate the Ori so much.
The Ori are the
I'm
worst.
so mad at the Ori. I need Sam and I need her to just kill the Ori and just throw a sun at them.
Throw us at the Ori.
I'm so mad. Okay.
Well, if it makes you feel better, you at least get Sam back next episode.
Thank God. Yeah. I'm ready.
Next week,
okay.
we have Atlantis Condemned, which is another moral quandary episode.
They find a condemned house.
Yes.
Except there's a family of mice living in it.
Clearly.
And so they were gonna wrecking ball the house, but now there's a family of mice living in it.
Yes.
The end.
Had you ever seen the episode?
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what happens.
It. Okay.
And then the mice sing with birds and make a dress for a teenager.
And a musical.
Yes.
Guys, join me this week in just hating the fucking Ori until next week when something else happens and I get distracted. Until then, find us on Twitter at Terra Podcast.
Find us on Facebook at There's No Place Like Terra.
Email us at theresnoplaceliketerra@gmail.com.
Patreon.com/theresnoplaceliketerra. Rate us, like us, review us on where you find your podcast.
We will see you guys very soon with Atlantis and Condemned.
What?
Condemned?
Yes, Condemned. I thought you said.
I can't say words anymore because I'm grabbing my face. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.